We will start with Kerberos then. Kerberos is actually used for remote authentication. Here is the definition. It's a ticket-based authentication protocol to allow nodes communicating over a non-secure network to prove their identity to one another in a secure manner, confirming each other on the unsecured network securely. Kerberos is trusted third-party service, which provides client and server trust Kerberos to mediate their mutual authentication. Authentication for server, client and server. Kerberos requires a user to prove his or her identity to reach service invoked. Yeah, for the each service invoked. Optionally requires servers to prove their identity to clients. Sometimes servers also have to prove themselves. Kerberos use of central authentication server. There is an authentication server. All application server rely on authentication server to verify the identity of the users. Yeah. Authentication server can store all the user passwords. This is one of the disadvantages as well. After verification of the identity, the authentication server can pass the information to the application server. Application server will then accept the service request from the user. There are security issues that sending passwords from user to authentication server and sending authentication validation from authentication server to application server. We will see these things in detail. The solution is to, if we use crypto and protocols to ensure these security things. This is the protocol, how it works. We have a user who wants to access to the server here, this server. What he does, he requests granting ticket to the authentication server, and this authentication server provides a ticket plus the session key. This is only one time. Then later on they can have the access to the server. Then the user requests the server granting ticket. The ticket granting server sends a ticket plus session key, and the user can use that session key, request the service from the actual server, and the server will provide the information what is being requested. This was very fast. We can see this in detail here. If we have a user, we have authentication server, we have ticket granting server, then we have server. The goal is to, this user wants to communicate with server. Initially they have a set of keys, some pairs upon which they have agreed. For example, user and authentication server have agreed on the key K1. Similarly, authentication server and the ticket granting server, they are agreed on key K3, and ticket granting server and server agree on the key K4. Then using this transitivity, the user will get the access to the server. This we will see how. At the first, the user sends his authentication to the authentication server, that this is me and this is my credential, these are my credentials. Yeah. Authentication server verifies the user that it is authenticating server. It sends two things. One is the key K2, using it generates the new key K2 and encrypts that with key 1 and sends that to the user. It also sends K2 with encrypted using K3. But when the user receives it, user only has K1, so he can only decrypt the above part and he can receive the K2. Yeah. For the below part, he will not be able to decrypt it because he does not have key K3. So what the user will do, the user will send the part that he could not decrypt, he will send it as it is to the ticket granting server, but he has the key K2 now. Yeah, he has the key K2. He will use that key to encrypt his authentication and send that to the ticket granting server. Ticket granting server has the key K3. So ticket granting server decrypt that. It will see that inside there is a K2, key 2. Yeah, K2. And from below part, it will receive, because K2 it already had. Now it will decrypt the below part as well. It will get the authentication of that user. Now ticket granting server also authenticated the user A. Sorry, the user. It is the authentication. What will happen then? This ticket granting server will also send two things to the user. First thing is something encrypted with K2, yeah, and something encrypted with K4. Since the user has K2 now, he can decrypt the above part and he got K5 in it, key 5. But the below part, which is not being decrypted by the user because it has not key 4. So it will receive K5. Now what will user do? It will send the below part as it is because he don't know what it is, and this part he has the key 5. He will encrypt authentication plus T. T is a kind of token or say time to tell the server that I need time to access something, or it is a kind of value. Yeah. Now server has key 4 here. Server has key 4, so it can decrypt this part using a key 4. It will get A. It has key 4. It will get from key 2. It will get T. Yeah. I lost here. It has the key 4, and using key 4 it will get A and K5. Okay, with the K5 it will decrypt A and T and it will get T. And at the end, once everything is decrypted, it will encrypt this T with 1 and send back to the user. And user, as expected, it has the value already with him. He will see that there is the number with 1 increment to it. So this way, this keying in Kerberos takes place. You understood this? Yeah. Yes. You say, how did the server get the key K2? Server already had key 4. Yes. And this whole thing was encrypted using that key 4. Yes. And inside that, is it being recorded still? Or sorry. And here, using that key, he got A and K5 inside. Yeah. And there was A, K5, and he got with the K5 he has now. He has K5 now, and he can decrypt this as well. A and T. Or maybe there may be some change. I don't know, because it may be because I have changed it somewhere. Okay, let me see it again. Let me see it again. We have here, this is clear that this user has the key 4, yeah, and using this key, he encrypted A and K5. Got it? And from this, he got what we called as A, and he got K5. Okay, he got K5. Or it can be K5 here. It's K5. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, he got this, and then using that K5, that is same key. Yeah, there's mistake. There's the same key K5. He encrypted that T token and sends back to the server. Okay, clear this? Yeah. Thank you for this noticing this. Yeah. Maybe I was leaving that then. Yeah. Then we have Kerberos Realm. How this Kerberos whole architecture is actually the environment consists of a Kerberos server that we saw, that contains authentication server and ticket granting server, and number of clients, and number of application servers, and we have that Kerberos server holds all the user IDs plus corresponding passwords. The user are requested with the Kerberos server. The Kerberos server, ticket granting server, has shared the secret keys with all the application servers. The application server are registered with the Kerberos server. Then we have users can connect to the application server in their own realm, because if I have a server, there will be a ticket granting server. I will contact that ticket granting server, and that can give me the access to access the server, actual server. Yeah. But what if there is a realm I want to get connected to the other realm, for which I have some other ticket granting server and obviously the other server as well. In that case, we have Kerberos realms, how they communicate each other. Because in one realm we have granting server, we have actual server, we have a set of clients, yeah. And to connect between them, for example, we have two realms, and we'll see how they connect with each other, yeah. So before that, if we have those two realms, the two realms should trust each other first. Yeah. There are two realms, realm 1 and realm 2. In realm 1, this client wants to have the access to this server which is in other realm. Yeah. So what it does is it will send a request ticket for the local ticket granting server. Yeah, in this Kerberos, and it will send back the ticket for the local ticket granting server, which is this. From this, it will ask for remote ticket granting server's access, so that it will have the access to their server. Yeah. Then what happened? Ticket for the remote will be given for the this client. It will use that ticket to contact the ticket granting server in the next realm, in the other realm, realm B. Yeah. Then this ticket granting server in realm B will send a ticket for this remote server. Then that same ticket will be used by this client to access this. Yeah. So this is all about Kerberos realms. Now this is all about what I said. Then we have